Like I say, basically what happened is Rodney Dean Briley or a bunch of people were figuring that because I was pacifistic or because I didn't want to hurt anyone, that they could just have people in the crowd and they would be shooting my police officers or whatever and using human shields or whatever else like that. And many of my police officers, many of my soldiers said they're using human shields, and I said, well, if zero of them, shoot. Because like I said, the people, it's not like they were being chained together. It's not like the people behind them had a gun to their head. They might have a gun to one person's head, but then there's like 20 of them, and it's like, look, if you have a gun to one person's head, but there's 20 people standing around, and they're all moving forward, then obviously it's just a trick, and you're just trying to kill the police department. I mean, police officer. And so as the police officer goes and shoots you, it's like he knows you're just fucking with him, and and he knows he's about to get shot or whatever, or tied up, or and eventually tortured or killed, and he wants to shoot you. Then hey, that's his prerogative. Anyway, that's basically what they were saying. Oh, the Germans are horrible. Oh, the Germans are horrible. It's like what? They're defending themselves. What? Because you peace-loving little fake ass. Like I said, there's a lot of evidence. The flower child, peace and love, peace, make peace, not war. The soldiers turned around and said it was the hippies. They were ordering it. They were the ones. Blah 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 blah. You know, while those men were dying overseas, it was the hippies that were getting the government or running the government and doing all this and that, and at the same time they're going, make peace not war, make peace not war, but they were actually the ones like telling these other people to go kill people or something like that and stuff like that. All the evidence came out. The different files, the soldiers turned around and said, actually, it was those hippies right there that were the ones that were actually the ones that were ordering or are telling them or trying to get the soldiers, as the people back in the States and blah, blah, blah. And at the same time, they were posting the videos saying, peace, not war. No, no war, no war, no war, no war. And at the same time, they were having the soldiers or trying to get the soldiers to go attack people and stuff like that. Anyway, and I guess maybe it was overdrive. I don't know. I don't even give a fuck. It's like, look, you guys partaked in some really fucked up bullshit stuff and thought that you could just cover it all up and that you could kill me off or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, yeah. Your existence is but a small blip in the existence of everything. Everything you do for your entire lifetime. Everything your children do for their entire lifetime, and everything that your children do for its entire lifetime. It takes billions of years to create a planet. It takes millions of years to raise up a civilization, and I've raised up 12 or 400 of them. So my existence compared to your existence and everything that you're going to do is but a minuscule blip. And I'm only saying this to the stupid fuckheads that are around me right now and the stupid other idiots. And I apologize to all the good people of the earth, and I apologize to all the other life forms in existence that were somewhat like me and whatever. It's like I can't explain it either. I don't know. I've done my due diligence and made sure and paid for and had certain things checked out. And yes, I know they will call me crazy and blah 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 blah. But as I say, I'm Lucifer Star and verified. And very known about. All throughout the universe. So me versus one planet, me versus 5 or 6 stupid fucking idiots. Not exactly a big deal. It's like, let's see. Lucifer Star, True Creator, LSF Colony Ship, blah blah blah, versus some fuckheads that came around him and started fucking with things while he was on vacation and retired. Even the most accredited, even the most intelligent life form could come up to me, and I was like, "What's going on?" And it's like, "Well, actually the rest of the universe, blah blah blah, is blah 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 behind you. It's actually just these people." And yeah, people like John McCain, rapists, stole a submarine, was raping people on some island, trying to pretend like it was government, but actually just civilian submarines and just not part of any government or anything, and just covering up, blah, 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 and thinking he got away with it, blah, blah, blah. You decided to wait until he died to torture him or punish him. So he hasn't died yet, and nobody's finished him off. Go put a gun to his head and pull the trigger, and then he'll be a blah blah. And people were, and John McCain and everybody else was just trying to figure out how he was able to do that. It's like, well, I warned him. I told him. I had them told when they were young not to. That they're about to make a very big mistake. I told Rodney too. That he was about to make a very big mistake that was going to cost thousands or millions of lives. He decided to listen to his best friend Rick Bush instead of someone like me, the true creator. Just because I was small doesn't mean I wasn't the creator. Size does not denote seniority, nor age, nor distinction. So, even a 3 foot tall, looking 3 years old Lucifer Star, or even a 6'7", 40-year-old looking Lucifer Star is still Lucifer Star, me. So, Rodney knew who I was. Lots of people knew who I was. I just made myself Brian American citizen. They forgot or didn't understand. Oh well. There was still a colony ship. There's still White Star Lines. So while I don't like to say I'm so powerful, I'm so important, it's like, well, in the most nicest way I can tell you, there's me and my existence, which is yay much of existence. There's humanity, there's exoskeleton, blah, 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 all these life forms. And I expand the whole distance of them, and many civilizations, many generations, many blah, blah. And then there's whatever. And it's like, the different little variations of whatever trying to get. And it's like, well, and all these idiots that are like, no matter how far they could possibly get, they're not going to outspan what I was, what Lucifer Star was. And I don't even care. I'm 90 trillion years old. So all these people, blah blah, paid by Rick Bush, paid by Rodney, paid by the Republicans, paid by Jimmy Carter, paid by whatever, paid by Bill Gates, paid by some fake oil Texas whatever baron, blah blah, who is just basically blah blah, or paid by some money that they got from some religion or whatever. And actually, like I said, they just went into all my churches. My churches used to be covered in gold. All my buildings used to be covered in gold. And lots of gold, lots of everything. And they just went in and made themselves mayor and just started ripping down the golden signs and the golden nice stuff, taking the golden bells, taking the silver bells. This planet used to have lots of silver and lots of gold bells, lots of silver bells everywhere. This planet used to glitter and gleam with bright, beautiful gold and silver things. Everything was gold and silver. Everything was perfect. They just gathered it all up, and some of it went into Fort Knox, and some of it went up into a spaceship, and some of it went blah, blah, and they thought they were actually going to go somewhere. They actually thought that they could run to another planet and that they would be safe over there. And it's like, well, I'm the creator of the stars in the first place, and all these life forms in the first place. So there really is no outrunning who I was and who I am. Trillions upon billions of years ago, I went all throughout this universe and all throughout the galaxy. And came back. I've been here 3 times. And I was gone for over 1 billion years. And then I came back. So I went on over 500 or more missions or travels throughout the space that lasted 150 million years each. No biological ever lived as long as me, even on one space run. I was spreading life throughout the universe. The only things that even knew of me or even understood me even a little bit were computers and cyborgs and things that would actually last longer than 150 million years. I was in a very, very tough spaceship that didn't wear out and wouldn't get old and was serviced quite often. And it's like, well, and then I retired. So I was just letting you think whatever you wanted. And some people were like, oh, they were just abusing free will and free belief. And that led to them trying to make women believe that they had to serve men or something, or and then blah blah blah. Like, I mean, and that leads to Rodney going, "You're not gonna win, Brian. You're not gonna win." It's like, win what? I'm retired. I'm old. What I was 90 trillion years ago, dude. So there's nothing really to win, dude. Like, what am I gonna do? Become more epic? Create more than the first life forms in the universe? More than everything? More than all these planets? More than all these galaxies? What am I gonna do? Like, so, that's why Papa and the beads and the crops and everything else and everything that Papa had planned and everything that was just leading to car bombing and destruction, and basically by the time he was able to do anything, like, I was long since dead or long since gone or long since anything. So it's like, I feel fuck that. Oh, it's like, well, what? You could have just asked me, like, all these secret people, all these secret plans. Like, good one, guys. Like, there's nothing to win. This is existence. You are existing. This is a civilization. I've already worked with all my different groups and I've worked with every life form in the universe practically already. This was just Earth and your chance to actually get to know me. Oh well. Like, what do you expect me to do? Stick around forever, forever, forever? I've already been forever, hundreds of trillions. Like, I would say 99 trillion years is basically forever. Or forever enough. What more am I going to do? So, anyway, here's your sign. It says, I am stupid. I cannot use freedom of speech or freedom of belief or freedom of religion properly. Here. Use it, hold it above your head, and understand who and what you are. That you are not a person that can use freedom of belief or freedom of speech or freedom of understanding in the proper way. Because your Lord, your Creator, was standing here the whole fucking time. And you would rather blah, blah, blah. Oh well. Have a nice existence. As they say, well, we just feel like we're all just standing around holding our dicks. It's like, well, basically, yeah. You basically got in a pissing contest with yourself and really just basically ostracized or alienated the female race or female life form types with all your stupidity. I fixed it and worked on it so you could actually maybe have, I actually did it for the children. I'm like, you know what, I don't really even care. I'm just doing this for the children and the women of the world. They're not responsible for your stupidity. And I'm not talking about certain men either. I'm talking about other men. The alpha males on steroids and saying, yeah, we're just better. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's really, yeah. You know, the Irish laughed at you.